Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. First off, I sincerely apologize for how long this has taken me to put together. But anyway, we are doing a summer Q&A. Every so often, I feel that it is important to do these because we gather new subscribers, new members to the family who might not know things. So of course, I asked on the community tab and over on Instagram if you wanted to keep your questions anonymous to others. What are some questions you have? And I was like, this can be related to absolutely anything. It does not have to be specifically doll related. So we have a lot of interesting questions. I got a ton of new questions I've never received before. So I'm very, very excited. I picked as many as I could, but I didn't want this video to be like 100 years long. So if your question was not picked, I do apologize. If there's anything else you want to know, just leave it in the comments down below and I will do my best to reply to you. So I was going to do this in a face cam format, but then I was like, I'm really just not feeling it. So it kind of looks like I put together a PowerPoint, so I hope you guys enjoy. How do I budget for doll collecting is one of the most common questions I get in general. So I have made a video about that in the past, and I should probably make an updated one, but I've tried to film this answer twice and I went off on tangents, so I'm going to do my best to control myself. Not tangents, but more like in-depth explanations that you do not need in this video. So basically, if you don't know, I am a homeowner, I am a fur mother, and an avid doll, book, and vinyl collector. So I have a lot of things to budget for. And basically, I look for deals, sales, secondhand market. I will not pay over a certain amount for certain dolls. I just find that absolutely absurd. The Bratz reproductions and Monster High G3 have been a lifesaver because I want to collect those lines, but I do not want to pay the scalper prices for G1 Monster High and the original Bratz. So that's really helpful. I have been really, really blessed to find great deals on super sought after American Girls like number 4 and number 15. It is just, I'm very, very smart with my money, and I put aside a certain portion of the savings of my paycheck goes to the savings, and then groceries, pet expenses, whatever, and then whatever is left over can be used for dolls, books, and vinyls, and unnecessary food, ice cream, or fun things like that. Sometimes there's nothing left over, and I talked about this the other day on a live stream. I do not like my bank account, like my main one, not my savings, to go below a certain amount of money. So when I say I just don't have enough, technically I do, but I'm always one to oversave for emergency purposes anyway. So basically, the main thing you should take away from this is I do a lot of sales and bargain hunting. When buying clothing for your modern dolls, do you buy items for a specific doll or do they all share? So this is mainly for American Girl. If you don't know, my collection is split into half. So the historicals I keep in their historically accurate clothing. Everybody else is fair game. So basically, some of my girls, not all of them some of them have very distinct personalities. Like we have the divas who basically dress in all pink and they wear the jewelry and everything, and they're just outright rude. And then we have like my little rebels they have like the darker makeup. Some have tattoos. I've got one with a nose piercing. And so they dress in like the darker clothing, the ripped clothes, the leather and stuff like that. And so those are the really two main aesthetics of my girls so far. Now there's all the other ones in between that don't have personalities. But anyway, when buying clothes, do I have certain pieces of clothing that are specific for American Girls? Well, I don't do it intentionally. I did it one time. There was a specific outfit I bought for Merlot, who was like the queen of my rebels at the time, and it had this leather jacket in it, and I bought it specifically for her. That, however, has since changed since I turned my Joss doll into my Mariska Hargitay mini-me, so she's in her Olivia Benson attire, as you can see here. So basically, all of those black pieces stay on Mariska because I don't have any other like Olivia Benson based clothes yet. I should probably get some. I want to get some Law and Order merch, but I don't know if anybody makes that for dolls. But other than that, usually anything pink or sparkly is for the divas. I don't really have anything specific for everybody else. I do have like specific jewelry, like my childhood American Girl necklace that I wore as a little girl, that stays on Mini Kyla. And I have the Karma is a Cat shirt from the Taylor Swift album, and that stays on my doll Karma. Everybody has worn it, but as of right now, it's kind of hers. So sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, these are for the divas, no problem. But other times I'm like, yeah, no, I don't really have anybody in mind for this. What do you think about the new Color and Create Rainbow High dolls? So To make it easier on myself, first of all, I just copied the questions directly. So I just want to say, if you guys had any typos or anything, not that this question does, I'm just saying this now because I forgot to, but if there are any typos or anything, I just copied and pasted. So I apologize. That's my fault. But anyway, I've touched on this actually a lot. I made a video on all the new Rainbow High dolls, and really, really quickly, because we have a lot to cover here, I do not like these dolls. I've stated why in the other videos, but basically I'm not a fan of them, and I feel very sorry for any parent whose kid wants these. Are you planning to get Lily Cheng? So I have been asked this ever since this doll came out. Yes, she has my favorite Rainbow High face sculpt, but I am to the point now where I prefer to order Rainbow and Shadow, or rather pick them out in stores rather than order, is basically what I'm trying to say here. And this doll, I really don't like her pieces. I think her face is cute. Like I said, it's my favorite mold, but I'm not particularly one to love dolls with bangs. Again, remember, not saying that bangs are bad, because some dolls are super cute in them. And it's just really not for me. So at this point, I'm going to say no. Is your next AG doll, and will you ever sell your non-customized AG dolls? Okay, so basically, you can see her right there. Truly Me, 35. I don't know why, but ever since Lynn Life unboxed hers that she got from the benefit sale, I was like, yeah, this one should have been super high on my list as well, but it's okay. I really want her. I actually have her name picked out, but I just can't. I've seen several new in box ones. Obviously, people bought her from the benefit sale, but right now, the 3 I got kind of, I spent a little bit more on those because I saved for them, but I didn't actually anticipate myself getting 3 of them. So anyway, I will be getting 35 because I do have a name picked out for her. I'm not going to share it with you because I don't want anything to change, because I have a habit of doing that. And then as for the second part of the question, basically, anytime I sell anything, you need to keep an eye over on my Instagram, especially for my for sale highlight. I have sold non-customized dolls before. I have a couple bases and shells up for sale now, and a couple customs as well. So if you guys want to check that out, but definitely just keep an eye over on Instagram for anything that I am selling, because sometimes I just grow out of certain American Girls and I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe somebody else can love them just as much as I did once upon a time. Favorite K-pop groups and songs. So basically, I have Twice and Red Velvet here because they are my 2 favorite as of right now. I'm still kind of exploring their discographies, and then I'll kind of venture out a little bit. I have looked into some of the girls that are in these groups and their solo careers, but I haven't really ventured too far because I was really into K-pop, and then I was on this huge Taylor Swift kick because obviously I was going to see her, so I was like, that's all I want to listen to right now. And at the moment, it's kind of still all I want to listen to a little bit. But anyway, so my favorite songs from each group: Twice, it's still Talk That Talk, because it just gets you so hyped and you feel in such a great mood. And we have the complete opposite over on Red Velvet's end, and my favorite song from them is Light Me Up. And then my favorite K-pop song of all time at the moment is Candy Floss by Nayeon. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. That's what Google said, but I don't know. Do you think you'll get any of this year's limited edition holiday dolls? So basically, I picked last year's one, and this one, I think she literally looks like a peacock. I'm sorry. I know that's kind of the vibe of the dress, but she's the peacock doll. I don't actually remember her real name. But I have never bought any of them in the past, and now with the limited edition, the monthly ones, I did not buy the toy soldier. I don't know. It's going to have to really pique my interest, but I'm not sure. And now that we have one every month, I don't know. We're going to have to see. There is one that's supposed to come out next month, and it's a crown thing. So if we're talking pink and princess, I might, but I don't know. We will see. We will see. Favorite and least favorite Speak Now song. So I'm doing this as Speak Now Taylor's version, obviously, because now it is the only version. So anyway, my favorite still has not changed with the re-record. It is definitely Last Kiss. When I was a kid, it used to be Enchanted, but as you get older, I think your favorites change, and Last Kiss, just, you guys, I've never cried so hard to a song I don't relate to. I don't know why. It's a real tearjerker. And my least favorite on Speak Now is it's hard because this is a truly no skips album, even with the vault tracks. I think it's still innocent given the context around that song and who she wrote that song for. It's not a bad song. I have to pick one. And just because, it's Speak Now time, I'm going to let you all know that my favorite vault track is, and probably will forever always be, I Can See You. And while we're on the topic of music, what are your favorite songs? So rather than talk about my favorite songs of all time, because I physically cannot do that, No, they're not all Taylor Swift songs, but I'm just going to tell you a couple of songs I'm listening to right now. So first of all, the entire Speak Now Taylor's Version album, and then we have the new Maisie Peters Good Witch album. Basically, those two albums have been on repeat for me. And then we've got Lauren Elena's Unlocked EP, and my favorite off of there is Smaller the Town. And then we have Charlie Reynolds and She Ain't Me. And then we have Chase Atlantic's Slow Down. So I will warn you, that last one is not, the other ones are fine, but that last one is explicit. And actually Maisie has some explicit ones on there too, just in case that's not something you're like really down for. So I have like a bunch of different genres as per usual. Which doll do you regret getting? So I wasn't sure if this was pertaining to a specific line or not, so I just looked in my doll room, and honestly, the budget G3 Claudine, she was only $11, so that's why I bought her. But I have said this multiple times, I am not a fan of the G3 aesthetic for Claudine Wolfe. It's very childlike, and I don't like it. It doesn't scream Monster High to me. They do the same with Laguna, but Laguna has a couple of redeeming dolls, which I do own those. But Claudine, like I said, I bought her so I could have a Claudine from this generation, and she was only $11, so it wasn't that terrible. I don't want to sell her quite yet, but maybe I will. Do you have a favorite TV show or movie that you watch on a regular basis? So my favorite movie is Grease, but I don't watch movies on a regular basis to comfort myself. So I picked the top 5 TV shows that I do that with. We're going to start with Dallas, the 1978 version, because that is my favorite TV show of all time. I actually went there for the 40th anniversary, met some of the cast. It was incredible. And yeah, that was a fun time. So that actually, fun fact, if you guys didn't know, my first custom, American Girl Penelope, she is actually based off of, so I write fanfic, okay? Don't judge me. So I wrote Dallas fan fiction, and I made this original character, Penelope Ewing, and she was actually the daughter of my favorite couple from the show. And so then I was like, you know what? This doll fits the vibes. So that's where Penelope comes from. And then we're going to go up to the top to Criminal Minds. Criminal Minds, I love, as you can see, we have 2 crime shows. I love solving crime, and I love every single member of this team. Like, they're just so incredible. I love them. And no matter how many times you watch it, you know how the case is going to end, but it really just doesn't faze me at all. Like, that's honestly a show my whole family watches together, which is, I don't know, that's really weird. And then we have The Walking Dead. My brother got me into this, and actually one of my college professors did, because we had to watch this for like some pop culture class I took. But anyway, I like disaster like shows and stuff. I don't want that to happen to me, but it's fine when it happens to fictional people. So Walking Dead, I will say this one's probably not for everybody, just because there is like there's some gore. But anyway, I love most of this cast. I love them so much. And then we're going to go down to Wentworth. This is probably the most like R-rated, if you will. It is an Australian women's prison-based show. It's got drama, it has comedic relief, and I love every single member of this cast. And then I purposely saved Law & Order for last, because you see Olivia Benson and Elliot Stabler down there. Literally my favorite detectives to ever exist. And yeah, I will say I will only watch the first 12 seasons of SVU on repeat, and that is for good reason, but I still watch 13 through, oh my God, we're almost on 25. But yeah, those are my comfort shows. I don't really know what that says about me, because none of them are straight up comedies, but if I had to put in a comedy, the Golden Girls will take the cake. What is your favorite Ever After High doll? So it is Throne Coming Apple right now, just because you guys know I love princess, like super sparkly. I love that type of line. So this is beautiful. Apple used to be like my favorite character, and I love all of her dolls, but a bonus here, Ashlyn Ella is actually my favorite character, but I didn't want to say basic Ashlyn was my favorite Ever After High doll, because I love that one, and I love Fairest on Ice Ashlyn, but seriously, this Apple is just absolutely gorgeous, and I would love to own her one day. She's perfection. What do you think about the new Dollect website? Okay, so really quickly, I have not completely explored this yet. I knew it existed for a while, but it's still fairly new, but I have not made an account. I have not explored it. I do know that it was, I believe, co-created by Brooke aka Ex Canadensis, along with a couple other creators who I'm not entirely sure of. Basically, to my understanding, the context of it is kind of like a database for all different types of dolls. I'm hoping that's correct, but from my understanding, that's what it seems like. And for me personally, that is an absolute godsend because I struggle so much with identifying certain dolls, especially secondhand dolls, when I thrift them or get them in lots off of the internet, especially like Bratz or Monster High. I can tell who the character is, but I have no idea what line they go to. And a lot of that has to do with my visual impairment because a lot of the times you can tell just based on makeup and stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, that's kind of hard for me. So I'm really, really excited to explore this. Like I said, I have not had time to go ahead and do so, but I think it's really cool. And I absolutely applaud that team that created this. This is going to be really awesome. I'll probably let you guys know in the future what I think of it when I have a chance to look at it closely. No hate to this lovely person who asked this, but this is just me correcting things because I'm a writer and it's what I do. And like I said, I took the lazy approach and copied everything you guys wrote down instead of retyping it because most of the time if I retype it, there's my typos, but I don't know. Anyway, my top 5 favorite musical artists of all time. So I have a very, very specific top 10 list of my favorite female musical artists. And I have fewer favorite male ones. And for this one, since we only had to pick 5, my music library is predominantly made up of female artists. I don't know why that is. It's just always been that way. Obviously, Taylor Swift. And then the others are kind of interchangeable. The other 9 on my top 10 list can be interchangeable depending on who I'm feeling. So we also have Ariana Grande, Stevie Nicks, Mariah Carey, and Lana Del Rey. Lastly, what are the names of your pets? So you guys know that my pets are very prominent in my life. They're very prominent on the channel, one in particular, and the other 2 just kind of do their own thing. So we're going from left to right in age order. So there you have my beautiful Sophia. We found her. She was in my parents' garage, I think 16 years ago. So yes, she just turned 16. Just casual little black and white kitten. And so we lured her inside and then we kept her ever since. That is a picture I took when I was queen my senior year. So that is, I don't have a ton of selfies with her because obviously she's like my childhood cat and you know, like I wasn't into taking selfies when I was a kid or really ever, but yeah, that's my Sophie. My sister named her, so she doesn't really have a crazy backstory. Her middle name though is Allison because at the time that was like my favorite girl's name ever. And then we have my beautiful Winter. So Winter actually is my, since now retired, leader dog for the blind. I have a very old, outdated video on how her and I were paired together, but I should probably do another one just in case you guys are curious about how the pairing the guide dog with the client works. So her and I have been together since 2015. So I graduated high school and then like 2 weeks, maybe not even 2 weeks later, I went to Leader Dogs for the Blind in Rochester, Michigan, and I was there for a month, and Winter and I were paired together, and we've been together ever since. She is a Black Lab Golden Retriever mix. I did not name her. They come named. Their puppy raiser names them, and so her name is Winter because when the lady that raised her for the first year of her life, I believe it's a year, yeah, for the first year of her life got her, it was around Christmas, and so she named her after the season. So people are like, why do you have a black dog named Winter? Her name should be like Midnight or something. And I'm like, so I have to explain. And she was also born in November, so that works. But that is how her first name came to be. Her middle name is Marlena, after my favorite Days of Our Lives character. So yeah, that shows my fangirl side. But this last one, you all know, you all love. I think you all love this thing more than me, but this is Olivia May, and she is my 2-year-old Lynx Point Siamese that was found in the engine of a car when she was just a few weeks old by a family friend. So Olivia is obviously named after Detective Olivia Benson, who now we've mentioned 3 times in this video. I am so sorry. But yeah, Anyway, moving on. And her middle name of May, it's actually spelled M-A-E, and it is named after the month we believe she was born in. But I wanted it to be unique because this cat is the most unique thing on this earth. Sorry, don't mean to brag, but I just wanted it to be a little bit different. She's the baby, she's 2. So my animals are 16, 9, and 2. So there's definitely big age gaps between them. But yeah, those are my babies and I absolutely adore them. I want to thank you all so much for your amazing questions. Please remember that I could not get to everyone's questions, but if there's anything you still want to know, please feel free to comment on this video. I would love to answer anything you want to know. I'm pretty much an open book. But again, thank you all for your questions. I'm so sorry it took me a little bit to edit this one. These are kind of fun, and I really got to think about some of these answers, you know? But anyway, if you have not already, give this video a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button to join the fam, and tap that really cool notification bell so you know the exact moment I post a new video. Have a blessed day, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye, everybody.